Hi guys, welcome back to Modern Golf. Hope you're having a great day and better week. Very quickly, we're going to do this list, how to survive winter golf. So if you're like me and you play golf till it's literally so cold you can't feel your fingers or toes or everything in between, these are probably 12 to 15 things that I've learned over the last 3 decades of how to survive winter and really bad weather golf. So the first thing up is base layer. So I'm a big fan of the merino wool ones. REI makes them. There's a couple that I suggest. I'll put pictures up, and all the stuff I have links in the video description, so don't feel like if I go too fast it'll all be up there. So I like the merino wool, the base. I also am a big fan of the Under Armour cold gear that I use all the time. So for leggings, certainly for those, or long john underwear, as we used to say. That's really the two that I like, Under Armour cold gear. I know FootJoy makes a nice base layer. I haven't fully tested those a ton, but also the ones, the REI Co-op brand in the merino wool are the best leggings and tights that I've ever worn. So certainly socks are super important, as we all know. 2 brands that I love, I wear them all the time. One is Darn Tough. I love Darn Tough. And I like the Darn Tough that are the high cushion wool blend ones. I don't like the synthetic ones. They just don't wick moisture as well. And my tried and true, the ones I've used for the last, 6-7 years, are Kent wool. And again, I'll put pictures up of all this stuff so you guys can see it, but I want to get through this rapidly. So those are the 2 best that we have tested year after year after year for best socks. Outerwear, a lot of options obviously out there. We love our FootJoy outerwear. I actually have it here. We love their raincoat. This is the tour version. Absolutely love their coat, but I'm not naive. There's other brands. I know Zero Restriction. I love Zero Restriction stuff. And so those are really the 2 rain gear. I know Galvin Green. There's other brands out there. Nothing worse than being on a golf course when it's cold and wet. So we love our FootJoy, but also Zero Restriction is another great option. Shoes with cleats, and I can show you that, but you know what shoes with cleats. We really like the new Nike ones up here that I'll put up. Very cool. We'll have the final review probably here, I'd say in the next few months. I've tested them a couple times, really like them, really like the traction. And really when it's cold and wet, you want 2 things. You want to stay dry, and you want your feet not to slide all over the place. So unfortunately, again, we have to move our kind of softer cleats or our soft spike shoes away for nicer days. A neck gaiter. If you have not worn a neck gaiter, it's life-changing. Again, I'll put links up to the one I use. I think it was 24 bucks. We're not talking super high end, but you can buy a neck gaiter anywhere. Dick's Sporting Goods, really any sporting goods, or REI I'm sure has them. But you'd be shocked covering your neck on a cold day, what it does to keep your body temperature warm and really just enjoy your round a lot more. Winter hat, earmuffs, these are self-explanatory things, but certainly get a nice winter hat. One thing I've learned in the last couple of years, and I'm always searching for this stuff, like I've tested certain hats and certain brands that after you wear once, you want to wash them. Because, unfortunately, I think we don't realize when you are out and cold, you're still sweating a lot through your head. So I've tried to buy certain brands, and I won't throw them under the bus, and then you try to wash them and they get destroyed. So find a brand that you can wash in a garment bag or something that's not so delicate that they don't completely fall apart after you wash them once. The other thing, which has kind of become I want to say a new trend, but it's been interesting in the last year, is these pouches. Like we're playing backup for the Buffalo Bills or whatever. And I put a couple up that we've used. I know Ping makes one. There's another one, I think GTI, I forget the name of it, a G-Tech, that literally has insulated heat built in them that you can actually buy and plug it in and keeps your hands warm. Pretty cool stuff. I don't play with guys that serious, but I would love to check those out. But I know Big Mo from Good plays with the pouch, and he swears by it. So that's another great way to stay warm. Layers. I'm not a huge fan of wearing big winter coats when I'm golfing. So I try to layer up. Obviously, we covered base layers. I'm a huge fan of really two brands of vests. Smart Wool, and I'll put up, I've done a review, I think a year or so ago, on the Smart Wool vests. And we also love the FootJoy vests. FootJoy has the Thermo series, which I really like. I think they're fantastic. They also have the Thermo series hoodies that we'll review down the road that are, I think the best hoodie you can buy for golf. But for those in-between layers, I like FootJoy's Thermo hoodies, and I love their vests, and I love Smart Wool's vests. I think for gloves, there's really three options. Rain gloves, I think FootJoy makes, I think, some of the best, if not the best. I like Red Rooster's rain gloves, and I also like mittens. Ping, listen, you can wear mittens. I got mittens when I shovel snow or snow plow that I use. I mean, you can technically wear those. The only difference is you want to make sure they can come off and put on real easy. Hot hands. These are the little pouches that you buy. Home Depot has them. Sporting Goods stores has them. That you kind of crack them open, and then they last, I think, 8 to 12 hours. If you're from a northern state, you know what these are. We use them, but I usually put them on top of my toes, under my toes, and then I keep them in my gloves as well. Again, I think they're $2 or $3 a pack, and they last you all day. So if you're playing in, I would say, sub 40 degrees, those are good to have. But listen, I know everyone's temperature resistance is different. I know people when it's under 60 got winter hats on and like it's going to snow. But again, another great option. I always have them. I'm looking at my golf bag that I use. I always have in my bag just in case, but again, an inexpensive way to keep warm and keep comfortable so it's not a miserable round, regardless of how you play. Towels, God knows you can't get enough towels when it's wet and muddy. Even in the winter, you're hitting up chunks of earth. Towels, I usually have one soaking wet and then one dry, and then by the end of the round I probably have a second or third wet towel to keep my grooves and grips clean. Cart heater. So if you take a cart, you can buy these enclosures now with a butane heater, which I don't think is probably the safest thing, but I know I see guys all the time with them. They swear by them. But again, another thing to do to stay warm and comfortable during your round. Now for equipment, I'm not going to tell you how to play in the cold weather. I'm not a teaching pro. What I would tell you is the end of summer, beginning of fall is probably the best time to get your clubs regripped. Reason being, the stores, wherever you go, the pro shop, your club if you're at, they're not real busy that time of year, right? They're kind of winding down. When you go and to get your clubs regripped in March or April, they're jam-packed and they've got 6 weeks before they can grip your clubs. Or you're like me and you do it yourself. But end of summer, August, I'd say right around Labor Day, get your clubs regripped, and new grips like a new Decade or a corded grip will make playing in the miserable cold and wet so much better for you. Glasses, and you're gonna say, why are you recommending glasses? I'm in Ohio, so when we get to October, November, the sun is lower. I have fair eyes, or light eyes, I should say. And so when I squint, I get a migraine like you wouldn't believe. So I always, not always, but I always have glasses with me, either a light lens or a darker lens, because I can't stand it. But yeah, so I highly recommend glasses. And it also keeps, for me, or probably a lot of people, keeps their allergies at bay. And then also, if it's a real cold day and the wind is blowing in your eyes, and it keeps them from tearing up all day. And I've seen it. Listen, I play with these guys. Sometimes I think they're crying. I think it's just the wind. Or maybe they're crying because they're playing so bad. But either way, glasses. All right, we're getting to the end. High brightness golf balls. If you're playing in the fall where there's leaves everywhere, we all know it's a crapshoot sometimes to find your golf ball. So I'm not saying go buy the most expensive Pro V1s to play in November, December, January. But I would say if you're playing, like I just played last week, and the course was gorgeous, and they had blown all the leaves, and I played bright golf balls. It was so easy to find. So bright golf balls certainly for the winter and the end of fall as well. One of the last things, and I'll wrap up with this, is a waterproof golf bag. And so people always ask me, obviously we review, and I've got them surrounded by me. I've got more reviews on golf bags than maybe anybody on YouTube or social media. And so one of the things people ask me all the time is like, hey, what bag do you suggest to be waterproof? They're all weather resistant. If you put their hood on their bag, you're going to be fine. Horizontal rain, you'd probably want to stick to like an H2No or Titleist's rainproof bag. But most of these bags, even DXR from Vessel or the synthetics, they'll all do really well in inclement weather. But waterproof, there's probably only a few out there. And last thing, because I am the biggest proponent of it, I hate them, is a rain hood. Make sure your rain hood's in your bag. I know it sounds like a dumb thing, but just make sure your rain hood's in your bag, so if it does rain, or like us, you get snow on sometime, it's a little easier to kind of keep the snow or wet, let's say, out of your golf bag. So anyway, guys, I hope we went through this quick enough, but these are the things that we've learned over the last 3 decades of how to manage and really survive winter golf. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Please let us know if there's anything you would like us to review or see. And like I said, we'll get our eyes and hopefully hands on it and test it and come back and let you guys know what we think. But anything else, if you have any questions, concerns, let us know, and we will catch up with you guys next time. Thank you. See you guys.